Coming up, we're talking some recent Universal Orlando news from Halloween Horror Nights to nighttime shows. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Universal edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is episode 180 of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. The Diz Unplugged Universal Edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. I am your host, Craig Williams. Today, I am joined alongside by my co-host, Mr. Ryno Clavin.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to this week's episode. As I think I just said, today we are going over mostly news, so nothing exciting. I am just recently returned from my long extended travels to the West Coast, including Seattle, the Couve, as well as parts of Alaska and Anchorage. So, just a nice long trip back, relaxed, refreshed, all ready to go. And while I was gone, I just missed out on a whole wallop of Universal information.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, no, it was actually just relatively shocking to come back and be like, that was announced. And wow, that's happening. Because I literally cut off for that entire time I was gone, except for maybe about 30 minutes. I just, one of my worst habits I have is just sitting and scrolling on Twitter. Sometimes I don't even look at my phone. I just scroll for like the comforting feeling.
On Twitter, it makes me feel like I'm going to have a nervous breakdown if I do that for too long.
I don't. It's like you can't see it because I'm on camera, but
I see your thumb moving.
It's what I do. Yeah, Ryno sees what I'm doing. Like especially like if I'm having a really long day and I'm sitting down having a drink at home, I will just be sitting there like scrolling, and I'll be watching TV at the same time. So the world is going through my fingertips, and I'm zoned in on the moment. But yeah, so I was trying to break all those bad habits while I was gone, and I think I did a good job of cutting off. But because of that, I missed a lot of news, and a lot of it is very exciting, and I just have to decide which exciting order I'm going to put it in. So I think I will start with the least exciting news. Yeah, you didn't see that.
Least, yes.
You didn't see that coming. You thought I was going to start with something good. No, I'm starting with the least exciting news, which is still exciting at the same time. So I don't want to undersell it. But this was a surprise for me, at least, I guess, just because time's flying by. But Universal's Endless Summer Resort is now accepting reservations, specifically the Surfside Inn and Suite side. If you remember us talking about this a long time back now, as it feels, the Endless Summer Resort is going to be in the Wet and Wild area spot across, so not directly on Universal Orlando property. So now that Aventura is soon to open up, I know there's a lot of, if people aren't being clear on which hotels you're talking about, saying, well, the new hotel's now taking reservations. Well, technically the new hotel is Aventura, which opens up in a month and a half from now.
Crazy.
And that has been taking reservations for a long time. But now the other new hotel coming, Universal's Endless, the new hotel, Endless Summer Resort, Surfside Inn and Suite, is now accepting reservations, which is just bonkers. And like I said, back when we talked about the hotel, the main thing that we touted with it is its starting rates, because it is a little bit far off property. But yeah, under $100 a night, particularly, you can get a starting rate at $73 for a night.
Jeez.
$73 a night when you book a 7-night stay. And even $85 per night when you book a 4-night stay. So pretty good deal. And that's of course for standard rooms, because as you heard, I did say that there are suites. And just to give you the pricing on the suites, the 2-bedroom suites that sleep 6 will start as low as $111 per night when you are booking a 7-night stay. So there are deals to be had there. And in terms of the facts on the hotel, of course, what is going to be there? Well, there's going to be 750 bright and beachy guest rooms, including 390 2-bedroom suites that comfortably sleep adults. This is putting me on a Dr. Seuss written.
That's a silly symphony of syllables you have there.
That's exactly what it is. Universal wants us to point out that amenities, with the amenities there, highlights include a surfboard-shaped resort-style pool, a fitness center, Universal Studio Store, and Universal Vacation Planning Center, along with a food court with a variety of stations serving 3 meals a day, a pool bar, a coffee bar in the lobby, and in-room pizza delivery.
Pizza.
I believe
that's a pizza.
Oh, pizza.
I don't know where I'm going with
yeah,
that. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Oh, and I can leave now?
What? What?
Huh?
I said come back to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it didn't switch back to you, so that's why I'm
Oh,
just
no.
leaving it.
I was like, get out of here. Get out of here. No.
Okay. Well, I'll come back to you later.
Yeah.
So other amenities along with this, of course, it is going to be further away, as I've already mentioned. I just want to make sure I drill that in because I don't want people booking this and then showing up and being like, I thought it was right next to Universal and it's down the street a little ways. So now you know that, but you will still get some of the amenities that you get from these Universal Resort hotels, including early park admission, which is awesome. There'll be a complimentary shuttle bus with transportation to the theme parks via Universal City Walk. You'll have your charging privileges with your room key, and merchandise that you purchase at the parks can be delivered to your hotel, which, you know, this could be a good advantage since you aren't right there, very close by. So very, very cool. So as I said, this is just bookings for the 750-room Surfside Inn and Suites. There is still to come on the Endless Summer Resort, the Dockside Inn and Suites, which adds an extra 2,050 rooms and suites. Louise. And that'll open in 2020. This, of course, is opening in summer 2019, from what I remember, because that's the one piece of information that I did not write down. But yeah, it's August 2019. So technically late summer still. It's in that time period.
Hotel year after year, one after the other.
Boom, boom, boom. Just like attractions, just like that. So very cool. If you think that you're going to be down in August of 2019, then maybe you want to get in on this early. So if you have to wait until next year to book it, I don't think you're going to have any issues with it. So it's not that it's not going to be a popular hotel in that way. It's just I don't think the average person is going to be like, you know what, I'm going to take a bet that they do finish this hotel on schedule like they say they will. But as far as I know, they haven't had any problems like that. Like when Aventura started taking reservations, it's on that date and they are going to hit that date. So that's Universal's pretty good with that. But if you're a nervous person, if you're a worrywart, maybe just save off until a couple months out and see if it's still available. I think it will be, but we will have to wait and see. So very exciting news. The universe continues to grow.
Oh, did you come up with that, or did they say that?
I'm sure that's in their marketing somewhere, but I said it right now.
I never really thought about that now. Well, maybe I have, but the whole like Universal saying they're a universe versus Disney World being a world. Yeah. Like,
No, it works in that way. Yeah. No, I enjoy that so much. So let's move on then to what do you want to cover, Ryno? Do you want to cover nights or nighttime?
Do the nighttime thing first.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the nights.
Oh.
I feel like I like that one the most.
Okay.
I mean, I'm excited about both of these things. Both.
Okay. No, that works for me. So the next one, I've teased nighttime. So let's just jump into it. You know exactly what I'm going to say, and that is that Universal's new nighttime Lagoon show will begin this summer as it was expected, and we now have the name for it, which is Universal Orlando's Cinematic Celebration.
Oh.
Very exciting. So the official description of it is Universal Orlando's Cinematic Celebration will seamlessly blend fountain-based media, a variety of state-of-the-art technologies and special effects in a whole new way. The show combines an all-new storyline with full panoramic water screens accented by additional multi-layer water screens, pyrotechnics, and for the first time ever, more than 120 dancing fountains and projection mapping to transform the entire waterfront and surrounding buildings into a vivid celebration of epic movie moments and beloved characters. So, on top of that, the all-new Lagoon show will give guests a brand new, awe-inspiring way to cap off their day at Universal Studios as they enjoy an epic cinema under the stars on select nights. Very, very intriguing. So, part of this is that it will, of course, help be inspired by characters from Universal Orlando, as well as all the amazing Universal films. But we're really spreading the gap on this, and for the first time inside Universal Studios Florida for a nighttime Lagoon show. I know that's like really becoming precise in there, but you have to with this. We are going to witness moments from Harry Potter as part of this show, which is very, very exciting for me. That even though this is a Warner Brothers product, because Harry Potter is living and breathing at Universal Orlando, that they're able to weave it into this nighttime show. That
I thought it was just going to be just the Universal properties, like the ones they specifically owned.
That's where they say it will be. Sorry, to specifically pinpoint from the blog, it will bring thrilling and fun moments to life inspired by characters from popular Universal Orlando experiences.
Experiences. That's
Yes.
where I think okay.
Yeah. No, and that is a good point to have. I think it's the Tokyo parade that kind of has set off this storm. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
And I think when that came out and people started seeing pictures and videos from it, it kind of started that storm of why. Like, the decisions obviously for this were made way, way, way in advance before that even came out. So I don't want to say it was like correlated that fans somehow were able to get Harry Potter into this new nighttime show. That was all in the works a long, long time ago. So I'm not trying to create a bridge in between those two gaps. But that being said, it's clear that Universal has really listened to fans saying they want more included with Potter all around in a sense like this. And so the fact that it's going to be brought in to it that has me excited, because Harry Potter movies are almost the definition of magic when you think about it in that way. So now that it's going to be celebrated during this cinematic celebration at Universal Orlando, I like it. I like it a lot. So
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Of course, there's going to be Jurassic World in there as well, too. That's as of this past weekend, it is #1 at the box office, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I haven't seen it still as of the time that this is released. I still probably won't have seen it because I'm going to be knee-deep in Toy Story Land crap going on. So hopefully...
I saw it. But I won't talk about it because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've read people's notes on it, and I will say that my anticipation from when I landed from my trip, I was like, okay, I'm touching the ground at 6:00. I can make it to an 8:00 movie, and then you see a couple tweets by people, and it's like, I'll wait until next weekend. It'll be fine. I'm not missing anything. Also, along with that, the Fast and the Furious will take part in it, Despicable Me. So, yes, a lot of Universal movies that are also shown in the parks. So, and I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but of course they have built the new permanent viewing area for this. So if you're trying to figure out where I'm speaking of, if you're going into the Central Park area from either from Hollywood side, the viewing area is going to be on the left side of Central Park. So if you're coming from Kid Zone side, it's on the right side, and you can get a perfect vantage point of it over there from New York and San Francisco. It's really lovely that they built all of this out. Not that with the last show that they had on the Lagoon, it's not that I had a problem with watching the cinematic spectacular from the multiple different vantage points, but it the good areas to watch that show filled up really fast.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they're going to have a nice big area where you're getting the best views from it. But from everything they're saying, and that the photo that they put out of it with the T-Rex from Jurassic World, I mean, we're talking Universal's World of Color in a sense.
I don't know why I thought that was the Indominus. I don't know, the Indominus Rex. Yeah, the other one's called Indoraptor. I can't keep up with these weird names.
I know, so many, but I am just flat out thrilled with the announcement of this show. I mean, well, it's been announced for a long time, but now knowing that it's the cinematic celebration and that we'll be seeing it sooner than we think.
I think it sounds cool, the multi-layered effects of the water projection. I think that's going to be something different, because I remember just when I saw World of Color for the first time, I remember thinking like, I don't care. And like that was the mindset going into it, where I was like, I get it, water projections, I've seen them in Fantasmic, blah, blah, blah. And then you watch it and I'm just like, wow, blown away a little bit. So this is kind of feels like to me like they're trying to take that and then take it to the next level. So we saw them testing the dancing water fountains the other day, and they were cool. But
I think a lot of the hype from me isn't necessarily on the projecting on water screens, or that it just feels like it's not like brand new. Again, we've had this discussion on multiple fronts of the shows. Everyone's doing projections everywhere. Disney, Universal. You can argue about which one's doing them more, and now we have even more water projections. So, talking about nighttime shows with water projections, you had Cinematic, Spectacular, you have Fantasmic, you have World of Color. Now, Cinematic Celebration's still doing it. But the big thing is, it's just that step up from Cinematic Celebration, from Cinematic Spectacular. Mm-hmm. If you saw that, it was mist projection. Not water projection like this. They had the screens set up with like water misters, and that was how they projected it onto. And then I don't want to call it terrible pyrotechnics, but it's a theme park that's built around side with a school on one side, residential houses all next to the school, along another side of it with apartment buildings right there too. You're not allowed to go Disney fireworks level.
Yeah.
And so it was always held back just a little bit because of that. So when they do mention that they will bring pyrotechnics back into it, don't get excited about it. They say accented by pyrotechnics.
Accented.
That's probably a very good description of it.
Like how the Castle show has pyrotechnics in it, that it accents them. It scares the bejesus out of everyone.
Yeah, just it kind of go in with the mindset of that. But regardless, very, very exciting. So cannot wait for this to start kicking off at nights. I will be there the very first night. I will tell you what.
Tell you what, Bobby.
About the only way I couldn't be is if they do a sneak attack and like, surprise, we're going to do it on the same night that Toy Story Land is doing their media event.
No, there's no way. It's not done yet.
I know.
Oh, okay. I was like, come on. I was like, I don't remember. Was I with you when we saw them testing the water? No. And I just was like, it's not as far along. Actually, because you were already on vacation. So I was there like the day they announced it. And I was like, this is not as far along as I would think it is from this announcement. The construction on the seating area specifically.
Yeah, no, the seating area, you can get the general idea for what it's going to look like, and it looks very nice, but construction on that has been slow. It's not, they constantly for months and months and months have been working on the rig in the water. It wasn't unusual to walk by and see scubas. Scuba Men's.
Scuba Steves.
Scuba Steve's down there working on it. So but I am still excited. So it'll begin this summer, and I will be there unless I'm not here. Just have to preface that with a little asterisk. But let's move on to our final news story we need to talk about, and that is our next and latest house announcement for Halloween Horror Nights. And this one was a hoot.
Oh, yeah.
And a half.
Yeah.
A hoot and a half.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Definitely inspired by the 80s, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And so what is it? Well, it is Slaughter Sinema. And it will premiere this fall at Halloween Horror Nights. So, essentially, as Ryno said, inspired by the 80s for sure. It is basically Universal, their creative team, came up with a bunch of 80s B monster movies and creatures, and they're putting them all into one house together in which they will call Slaughter Sinema. So, basically, it's you're showing up to a drive-in, and as you're approaching the house, you will see movie trailers of the things that you will be able to witness then. So this has me pumped right away. So one of my favorite aspects of houses are when they involve videos in the queue. So
haven't done this one for have they done a video queue one for like a couple years?
I'm sure they have, and I don't want to just sound like an idiot rambling off.
Well, the music stage always has the TV going.
Yes, but and sometimes they on longer houses, like I think it was American Horror Story the first year, they played parts on the wall. But the last time they've had it,
yeah, I think you're right.
The last time they've had a house where it was an actual part of the story,
I think
was in
Run. Yeah, Run was the last one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Run.
And they did something like kind of similar to this. Do you remember HR Puff and Guts?
That was HR Blood and Guts. Yeah.
Blood and Guts. Yeah. That's what this kind of this setup reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what the general of all the fan groups around not fan groups, fan communities around everyone is liking this Slaughter Sinema 2, the newest version. Whoa, the newest version.
Be some sacrifices.
Yeah, there will be. The newest version of HR Blood and Guts, that same idea, and we've talked about HR Blood and Guts on the show before. It's one of my favorite houses of all times. It was basically a house through all the different holidays, but it was scary in a way. So it was considered one of the comedy houses, which sometimes people don't like as much. I usually like the comedy houses a little bit. Sometimes I can love them, sometimes I can hate them. Like I hated Penn and Teller when they had their house.
Yeah, that one sounded stupid. I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, it was the Nuke Vegas one. That was awful. But like HR Blood and Guts had, it took you through the goofiest version of the holiday. So the Easter Bunny was deranged. For Arbor Day, they just had a big giant tree in there. The pilgrims during Thanksgiving, actually, like they had a gun effect that shot off that like startled me every single time. Of course, Santa was a little bit edgy on that. It was just a fantastic house. So kind of the same idea going with this. So we're going inside the movies that are happening at this drive-in. So the drive-in, of course, from the movie posters that were released alongside of this, it looks like this drive-in's going to be in Cary, Ohio. Of course, the staple city of Halloween Horror Nights.
Is it?
And yeah, all the good original stuff happens in Cary, Ohio.
I did not know that. Is there a reason behind that? Do you know the reason?
Yeah, it's just it's going to be awesome. So some of the things the posters released alongside this that were mentioned, we have pumpkin guts.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
These pumpkins will cost you an arm and a leg. Did you see who was the director of that?
No. Who?
Jack Schmidt.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's Jack the Clown.
Oh, I also think that's a funny name. But yeah. Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's going to make an appearance, or they'll have like a pumpkin carved to look like him or something maybe?
Yeah, probably just something like that. But I even like this too, that in this one, in the Pumpkin Guts one, the original music composed and conducted by James Haddonfield.
Of Halloween 2?
Yeah, Haddonfield, Illinois. Illinois. Why can't I just say Illinois? There we go.
I don't know.
Got it. And then we also have Amazon Cannibals from Planet Hell, which sounds amazing. Speak of the Devil. Yeah, that's right. Cult of the Beast, baby. So,
Be a little creepy baby in there.
Oh, I'm sure there will be creepy babies. And anytime that Universal does creepy babies, it's usually just absolutely disgusting. So, alongside of that, they mention in the Universal Parks blog announcement of this, they talk about the Universal official blog, that is, not Disney Parks blog. I'm mixing everything together now. They mention werewolf bikers, of course, the bloody gut-strewn pumpkin patch, which sounds very not Scary Farm to me with that.
For sure.
Also, deadly barbers. And then there will also be the alien cannibals, creatures with tons of teeth, and a ravenous swamp yeti. So...
Swamp Yeti. What about the werewolf biker game?
I mentioned that first.
Oh, sorry. That was the one I was like waiting and waiting and waiting. That's the one I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'm very pumped about it. So obviously the premise is pretty well set up. It's going to be an anthology house of sorts covering the different movies as you're going through. And like I do when I want to try to get a little bit more in-depth on it once the announcement's been released and I actually have time to sit down and go through it. Of course, I look to a lot of the experts at it over on Inside Universal because they are great with rumors. I've praised them on it many times before. Their boards are just chock full of very thorough rumors and people who are helping not spoil the information. They don't ever try to outright spoil anything, but they try to put it into greater context for people who want that information a little bit. And so in terms of their Halloween Horror Nights information, basically there is one poster on there that just knows absolutely everything to expect about this event. And on this one, he's saying that we're going to see 8 to 9 different movies inside this house.
Wow.
And basically on, with other information that's been released on different sites, it just sounds very, very cool. So
I hope there's a lot of smoke machines.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. But
I want it to be like an 80s music video, every house, only scary, like Thriller.
Yeah, no, I fully hope for that too. But yeah, so that is that house. So it's just another one of the original ones. So we are going through these houses very quickly. We're supposed to get another house announcement very soon from what all the rumors are circulating on the Inside Universal message boards too. So
yeah, I mean I've been surprised how they've been announcing them. So I'm super excited. Most houses in a long time, 10 houses, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll be excited to see when that next announcement comes, but I am dying, waiting. So it's June, the end of June now, so July, and then this starts, when does the event start again?
It starts September 14th.
Okay, so we're like July, what do we have here? We're almost July, so I'm going to say 2 months and like 2 weeks away. Yeah. So I am ready to get the pumpkins out.
Yeah, I need to buy my pass sooner than later. But yeah, that is the latest announcement on that. So we will see what comes next. But with that, that's going to do it with this episode. So thank you, Ryno, for having this little conversation with me.
Of course, I always like talking about it. Yes.
And thank you to everyone out there who listened and watched this. As always, if you need any more information, head over to disunplugged.com. That's the home of our show notes page for this show and all the others on the Dis Unplugged podcast network. There you can find links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those places, as well as our email, disunplugged.com. Alongside with that, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed, commenting below if you have anything to say, and hitting that thumbs up if you're enjoying it. If you're listening to this on iTunes, please go ahead, subscribe, rate, and review us. So thank you again Ryno, and thank you to everyone else out there for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We will see you again next week with another episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. But until then, remember, no resolutions.